Hello! I'm so excited to be here and to host this workshop with you. Woo! I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes to let some more people in. I'm a little late, but whatever. I just made myself some tea, as you can probably see. It's actually part of the ritual I'll be teaching today. So if you want to make some tea, you can make some tea. Ow, it's like really hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside. Hello. If you're watching live, say hi, let me know you're here. I'm not gonna be able to see the comments very well today because I have my notes up for the workshop. So please though, continue to comment because I will reach back out and interact towards the end. I will once I go through the lecture, I will come and interact and answer any questions and things. So let me know you're here, say hi. Before I dive into the workshop, I'm just gonna introduce myself for anyone that's new to my world. Hello, hi, I'm Ashley Dufresne. I am a master channel, energy alchemist, and the CEO of the Authentic Embodiment. I'm here to support empaths in reclaiming their power, and I guide empaths from feeling disconnected, stuck, uncertain about their direction to feeling confident, certain in living out their life's purpose. So I guide them into embodying their empath advantage and fully rising into their soul's potential as they lead the mission and impact they came into this lifetime to lead. Hi! So today I am doing a full-on workshop. This workshop is so high value. You're going to be just stoked that you're here to receive all this. This workshop is called Unbound. And it's essentially I'm going to be teaching the process of how to get unstuck, how to break past this threshold you've been stuck in and start making moves in the direction you want to be going. So if you're currently feeling stuck, feeling energetically drained, feeling like you want to hit the reset button, feeling really anxious and wound up and bound tight, this is for you. I'm going to be teaching a really easy 4-step process to get unstuck, as well as sharing a ritual for you to connect with your soul and start to channel in the guidance you need to support you in moving forward. So stay for the whole thing. This whole thing is just loaded with so much goodness and value. You're going to love it. If you're here live with me, say hi. Oh, hello. Hey, Latoya. Hey, Nicola. Francesca, hey, so good to see you all. Okay, so this workshop will help the most those that are highly sensitive. It will help empaths, those that feel that they're here to be leading a bigger mission, but are currently just feeling stuck, feeling like they're going through the motions and hitting a wall. They know they're here for something more, but they just keep hitting that wall or feeling directionless or overwhelmed or just all around just stuck. I don't know, there's a better word for that, you guys can let me know, but just you know what that feels like. Those that are craving more though and know that they're here to lead a more powerful mission but are just feeling a little directionless and are seeking a clearer vision because they know that they're here to do something more, but that pressure of that mission can feel a bit overwhelming. It can get someone to start going in circles instead of moving forward in a clear path. So I know you don't want to keep doing the same thing and you want to break free, and that's why you're here. You want to get unstuck from this cycle, from this hitting the wall, from feeling trapped, and you want to feel some more freedom. You're feeling probably burnt out and depleted, and you're yet craving more. You're craving more for yourself, more for your life, and more to support you in stepping into the path of living out your best life. So what is happening energetically when we're stuck? I'm going to break down what's happening energetically because for me, it helps me move through something when I understand what's going on. I don't know about you, let me know if it's true for you, but for me, I feel like I get stuck in a paralysis analysis because I'm trying to identify what's going on, and once I understand something, it's easier for me to be compassionate and move through it. So I'm just going to explain the energy of what's going on when we're feeling stuck. Before I do that, I'm going to try my tea. It's so hot still. I just made a new cup for this, and it's so hot still, and it's probably going to be hot for a while. A little bummer. Okay. I'm going to drink some water instead. You know, it'll probably be the perfect temperature for when I do the ritual, right? It's waiting for me. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hi, definitely, yes. Okay. All right, so what's happening energetically when you're stuck? So just as you feel the like repeated loops in your mind and you're feeling maybe the anxiety or burnt out or drained or wanting to hit that reset button, that same patterning is happening on an energetic level that's perpetuating you feeling stuck. So when you're feeling stuck, it's typically caused from a couple different things. One, like the main reason is you're probably in a threshold, which means you've outgrown where you were or where you currently are, but you're not quite where you want to be. And you don't yet have the direction or the guidance or the clarity of how to move into that space. And so you find yourself in just this uncomfortable unknown that's keeping you like still. Another reason you might be feeling stuck is you know that you're here for something more. You know that you're meant to be doing something, and that pressure that you put on yourself is actually like, I mean, think of like a tea kettle. Like the heat, the fire is this pressure. And it starts singing, you know, it starts screaming because of the pressure of the water coming through the hole. That's what's happening. But when you are putting yourself under this pressure of like, I'm meant to be doing something more. I know I am. I just don't know what it is. I don't know how to do it. Whatever the other story is, it's creating this like constriction within you and blocking your energy centers. And the energy doesn't just go away. It starts to build up. It starts to build up and it can feel constricting, restricting, and also if you're a highly anxious person or overachiever, you probably feel yourself really wound up tight. Like this rope is wrapped around you with like these like high expectations and perfectionism and like all of the other things that are like keeping you totally still and stuck. And so when we're feeling that mentally, we're feeling that emotionally, that's happening on an energetic level, and we're literally like lassoing ourselves, like tightening ourselves, constricting ourselves, and actually preventing ourselves from moving forward. That restriction that we're feeling, that tightness, that tension, that feeling wound up, we know our intention is positive. Like we're trying to give ourselves the motivation to move forward. We're trying to give ourselves the like, you know, the reminder that we're here to do something more. We need to like step up and do something. But what's actually happening is we're like tightening that coil every time. And that lack of compassion and that pressure is creating more and more restriction, which then leads to burnout, depletion, uncertainty. It leads to self-gaslighting, and we start disconnecting from our truth, our intuition, who we are, what we're here to be doing, and we like fall deeper into life's purpose amnesia, and also basically deplete ourselves of the energy of getting through what we're stuck in to move into something more. Let me know if that makes sense for you. If you're experiencing feeling stuck in a different way, comment below, let me know what you're feeling and what you're experiencing. This process that I'm going to be teaching you is relevant to any kind of stuck. It will support you in getting unstuck in any way, but because of who I work with and those that I know that are in my audience, the majority of the people that are in my audience, I know that you're purpose-driven leaders, empaths, highly sensitive, ambitious, entrepreneurs and leaders that are evolving your work and stepping into your purpose in a new way. So that's why I'm kind of gearing this towards that. But this process that I'm about to teach, these 4 steps, will support anyone feeling stuck. So if you're here and you resonate with what I shared with, please comment below. Let me know what part resonated with you, in what way you're feeling stuck. Let me know how you're doing and how you're feeling and what your experience of feeling bound is like for you right now. Let's try my tea. Pray for me. It's perfect. Yes. I actually am drinking my chill the F out tea, but for the ritual, I'll be asking you to use a different tea, but I'll let you know when we get there. All right, so I'm just gonna move on and go, because I wanna try to make this training as concise and clear and as like short of time as possible, so you can get the most out of it, and so it doesn't lose your attention, so you can really absorb all of the goodness that you came to this workshop for. All right, so how to get unstuck. We're diving in. Grab your notebook if you don't already have it, please. Grab your notebook and a pen, or open up a Google Doc. Okay. Step 1. You ready? Okay, step 1. Give yourself space to just be with you. And I know you're probably like, what? Okay, listen. Give yourself space to be with you. Having space to yourself is so important, especially as an empath, because empath's auric field is like an amoeba. So we take on everything to like a huge degree. Like, we just soak it up and it becomes our own, gets stored in our subconscious mind. Also, energetically, we take on everything around us and it fills up our auric field with all sorts of gunk. And so when we're, scrolling through Instagram, or we are watching TV, or we're in somebody else's space or in our own space, we're in the grocery store, we're having conversation, whatever, all of that stuff is getting stuck in our auric field. For an empath, it is so important that we take time to ourselves so that we can reset our energy. We can reconnect with us. We can, cleanse the stuff we picked up on and realign with our truth, our vibration, our essence. Also, if you want to get clarity on anything, giving yourself some space to just be is really important, because we've been trained in society that if we're not doing something, if we're not actively engaging in something, if we're not like working hard or socializing or whatever, then we're not being productive and we're not moving towards our goal. But in all actuality, how we move forward is to first get the clear guidance on how to move forward aligned. Otherwise, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and like hoping something works. And so it's important for you, before making any decisions to like try to get unstuck, is first step back and give yourself space to be with you. This space is so important because it opens up the opportunity for you to stop pressuring yourself, stop setting expectations, but to just be and listen. It is so hard to make time for ourselves, and especially as empaths and service providers, we've been trained our whole lives, like part of our mission is to help others, right? And we're conditioned and trained and reinforced to be there for others and to give our energy to others and to be of service. And so it's extra hard for empaths and service providers and even light workers to take care of yourself and like give yourself time, because there's so many stories. And also, part of our identity is around helping others. It's how we feel worthy. It's part of like what identifies us and who we are. So the idea of taking a break from that to help ourselves is like not just shocking to the system, but it feels really selfish. And we have a lot of stories of like, oh, it's selfish to use your energy on you, to not be helping others, to not be showing up for your mission, to whatever the story is. There's a lot of stories around that. So I know me even just saying, give yourself time to be with you, give yourself space to be with you, probably triggers you quite a bit. One, you're probably like, oh, I already do that. And that's a great way of negating even diving into it. Second, you probably go like, how is that going to help me do anything? Or third, you're like, oh, I just hear that all the time. Like, what does that even mean? These are great like deflections to not do it, to not do it. So I wanted to explain to you the importance of it, and also why there's probably a lot of resistance around this first step. Oh, and thirdly, we're also told that like we need to take action to get unstuck, right? And so this idea of like just being still with ourselves is counterintuitive, and it like breaks the ego out and says we're being unproductive, this is a waste of time, this isn't going to work, and you want to jump to step 4. The problem is, if you jump to step 4, you're just perpetuating the cycle of being stuck. And I'm teaching you how to get unstuck, how to get unbound here, okay? So step 1 is to give yourself space to be with you. Let me check out the comments here because there's a lot going on. Hi! You're joining me live now. Say hi, let me know you're here. Latoya, that resonates. That we are using all the energy in this stuck place by doing. We aren't being filled by depleting us even more. Yeah, exactly. So weird how much resistance I can be to this time that I adore so much. Oh my gosh, right? The resistance is the switching gears to go slower. Honestly, the more that we need to have, your experience is so valid, Latoya. Like, the more we need space to take a step back, the more we resist it. The more we have really convincing excuses on why not to do it, or the more we're like pulled or drawn to other areas, or like pushed to doing something else, or like taking action. And that taking action is like actually depleting us more and keeping us stuck in this spiral, this constricting experience. Okay, so that's step 1. Giving yourself space to just be with you. That's open-ended because a lot can happen there. And I trust that your intuition will lead you. Okay, this will help you though. And step 2 will help you get to a deeper space. Step 2 is to carve out sacred time to connect with your soul and hone your channel so that you can begin to hear the messages from it. So listening to our soul is so important. And if you don't already have a deep connection with your soul, you might be like, oh my God, how do I do that? I'm gonna help you with that. Actually, the ritual today is going to be helping you with initiating your soul's voice to activate soul's wisdom. So hear me out. When we want to move in a new direction, if we want to step into something new, what's gonna get us somewhere new is not gonna be the same thing that got us where we are, which means we can't pull from our ego, from our unconscious, from what we've seen. I'm going to talk about the ego for a second. Our ego is not a bad thing. It's kept us safe. It has an important role. I can talk about this all day. I just want to like debunk the negatives of an ego. But the function of the ego is it pulls from what you've done before and what it's seen before. So when we're trying to get unstuck and step into something new, our automatic response is to pull from our ego, right? That's our protector. So we're pulling from our unconscious mind of what we've seen before, what we've done before. But for us to get to where we've never been before, we have to do something we've never done before. And if we're trying to step into something more aligned with our soul and our calling, we're gonna wanna call in our soul to give us guidance and rise above the voice of our ego and our fears and our judgments and etc. So this is the importance of wanting to call in your soul here. Giving yourself this space to connect with your soul and hone your channel so that you can not just receive the channelings from your soul, but that you can feel them and believe them and take action on them confidently. So the soul versus the ego. The ego is going to be a much easier default because as humans, this is the function that has allowed us to survive and evolve and be here today. It's really hard to, when we're just waking up and doing this work, and even if you've been doing spiritual work for a while, the ego is an active participant in your life always. It is never the goal to kill your ego. I'm going to say that one more time for the really spiritual people. It is never your goal to kill the ego. The ego is an important function. It helps us be human. It's a survival thing, and it actually is a beautiful supporter. Instead of killing the ego or disassociating the ego or hating the ego, instead, the goal is to reestablish your relationship with the ego. I guess I should have mentioned in my bio. Yeah, I'm an energy alchemist and a channel, but my background's actually in clinical mental health. 8 years of it and my degree in it, and I have facilitated rites of passage and deep therapeutic reprogramming for those that experience strong traumas and are overcoming deep reprogramming to step into a more fulfilling life. So you're going to hear me talk about some science and brain stuff, and that's because That's my background, and as I mentioned before, I like to understand things so that I feel comfortable moving on them. And so likely if you're here, you probably have a similar way of learning and growing. And so I'm explaining the ego and the soul just so you have a little bit more backing and you feel a little bit more comfortable and a greater understanding of why you want to start connecting with your soul and listening to it. When you start to develop your relationship with your soul and knowing what that sounds like and feels like, it's going to be much easier for you to differentiate the difference between your ego and your soul. Differentiate the difference between your intuition and impulse, or your soul's voice and the voice of fear. So the more that you connect with it, the more you're going to not just receive guidance, clear guidance, but be able to know what steps to take, what action to take, and what direction not to take. So like you might get this impulse, and the more you connect with your soul, the more you're going to be able to differentiate and go, oh, that was an impulse, or that's out of fear. I'm not going to take action that way. And when the channeling of the soul's voice comes in, you'll feel it and go, oh, I need to take action on that. And it becomes much easier to get unstuck because you're receiving clear guidance from your soul on what action to take and what direction to go on. And that loosens that grip and provides you a little bit more clarity on the direction you're going and where to head. So there's a lot of benefits, obviously, to connecting with your soul. Inside my new mentorship program, Soul Wisdom, this is a really big part of it, is connecting with your soul, reestablishing that relationship, deepening that so that you can receive clear guidance from it, but also begin to hone your channel and be able to differentiate the different voices you're experiencing and hearing and take aligned, inspired action towards living out your purpose with ease and clarity. So like I mentioned, the ritual that I'm going to be teaching at the end to help you get unstuck is actually a ritual that I'm teaching inside Module 1 of Soul Wisdom. And the intention of this ritual is actually to activate your channeling with your soul. So I'm going to literally be pulling it straight from the module and teaching it here. So wait for it. It's going to be so good. All right, so I'm going to read these comments. Hi. Glad you're here. Okay, so recapping, step 1 was giving yourself space to be with you and witnessing the stories that come up as you do spend time with yourself and all of that. Definitely go back and re-listen if you've missed it. Step 2 is carving out time to connect with your soul and hone your channel to hear and believe the messages that you receive. Step 3 to getting unstuck. Ready? Move your body. Yes, move your body. Oh my gosh, have you ever noticed when you're feeling super stuck and super anxious and like super wound up tight that you just like are like this and you're on the couch or like in bed and you don't move, right? Our physical body is the 3-dimensional expression of our energy. So what we are experiencing on an energetic level will manifest and be shown on a 3-dimensional level in our body. And so if we're feeling energetically stuck, if we're feeling bound, we're going to see that in our body language. Because just like what's happening within us on a physical level, it's happening within an energetic level. So if you're trying to get unstuck, a really great place to start is at your foundation, which is your 3-dimensional expression. When you move your body, you're actually moving energy too. Move your energy, move your body, reclaim some power in your life, okay? So, when you start to move your body, you're opening up the stagnance. You're moving the stagnant energy and you're giving yourself some space to like breathe again. When you're doing that in your physical body, you're actually doing that within your energetic body too. So when you begin to do that, you can actually begin to hear what's going on. Okay, so we'll say this. Your soul, how to communicate with your soul is actually through your body. Your soul communicates with you through your body. And when we're stuck it makes it really, really, really hard to hear what our soul is saying because there's so much energy built up. There's so much guck and layers of stuff and like ickiness and the stuff we picked up on and like the pressure and everything like bound up really tight that it's really hard to hear what our voice is, our soul is speaking through when there's so much other noise and chaos going on. So if you want to get unstuck, you want to hear the voice of your soul, it's important for you to start moving your body, to start moving that stagnant energy that's making you feel stuck so you can start opening up. So you can open up your energy centers. So then you can begin to hear the voice of your soul and where you're being called into. So moving your body, so important. You know, all of these things that I'm sharing, they sound so simple, but the important thing is the understanding the why behind them, because that why will be the motivator for doing these very simple things that will support you in getting unstuck. I wanted this 4-step process to be simple because I want you to get unstuck. I want you to be unstuck. I want you to feel free. I want you to trust your intuition. I want you to follow the guidance of your soul and lean into and begin taking action on your soul's deepest calling. So these simple things, understand why they're important, and then take action on them. Do them. Okay, last step. Before I go into the last step, I'm going to drink some tea. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so remember when I mentioned that a lot of people want to jump to step 4 right away? They're like ambitious. They're like, I don't need step 1 through 3. I don't need to like be with myself or like open my channel to my soul or move my body. I can just jump in right into step 4. I got this. Okay, you don't. No one does. We literally need this process. So if you're one of those ambitious leaders, I promise you, it will be quicker for you to get results by doing the 4 steps than to jump to step 4. So here's step 4. Once you've taken time for yourself, you open up, initiated the channeling connection to your soul, your soul's voice, you've moved your body and cleared out stagnant energy, you've opened your chakras, opened up your energy body, opened up your physical body to receive, then you could do step 4, which is identifying where you're feeling constriction in your life, okay? So this is the point where you'd maybe brain dump the areas of your life that you're yearning for freedom. This is such a great indicator. Okay, I'm gonna actually go on a whole talk about emotions. Emotions are not good or bad. So they might be comfortable and uncomfortable, but they're not good and bad. They're actually just teachers. And when we change our relationship with our emotions to be teachers, instead of something that we're experiencing that we dwell in and like spiral in despair when we're feeling something uncomfortable, then we actually get to extract the lessons from it. And we get to see it as a visitor of teaching us something. So during this activity, I want you to reflect on all of the areas that you're yearning for freedom. That yearning for freedom is a good indicator that you've outgrown something and or are feeling stuck somewhere. So write out all of the areas in your life that you're yearning for that freedom, that you're feeling that constriction, where you're looking to get unstuck and evolve or fine-tune or level up. These are the areas that you want to get unstuck and start bringing in and channeling in rejuvenating energy, and where you'd like to start receiving some guidance from your soul to lead you. So as you're discovering and writing out where these constrictions are in your life, start writing out what stories are coming up. Maybe old stories that are playing out or like repeating in your life. What old limiting beliefs are playing out in your head or coming up when you look at the areas in your life that you're feeling constricted or looking for an evolution or leveling up? What old energy loops are showing up or old patterns? Take note, brain dump, just write it all out here. This is really great data that you're collecting here. Because the first step of clearing anything is first the awareness. So this 4th step here is actually the first step into evolution, into getting unstuck and into expanding into your next level or fine-tuning or entering in this new chapter of your life. This awareness is key because until you make the unconscious conscious, those unconscious patternings and stories and energy loops are going to be running the show without you knowing. And so the awareness that you bring onto these things will actually be the first step in reconstructing them to work with you instead of against you. It's a big reason why when I talk about life's purpose, Activate Your Life's Purpose, my signature program, is called Activate Your Life's Purpose and not Discover Your Life's Purpose, because you can know your life's purpose and it looks very different than actualizing it because of all of this energetic backing, these unconscious processes that keep you from actualizing and living it out. Old stories, energy loops, beliefs, traumas. And so inside the program, you don't just discover it, you actually do this deeper inner work, this backing work, so that when you do discover it, you channel it in, you can move forward on it clearly, freely, confidently, and fluidly. Okay. So those are the 4 steps. I'm going to be sharing a ritual with you here in just a second. Before I go into that, I want to just recap the 4 steps of getting unstuck. 1, give yourself space to be with you. 2, carve out time to connect with your soul and hone your channel to receive messages from your soul clearly. 3, move your body to clear out stagnant energy and open your energy body and your physical body to receiving and to start rejuvenating, getting fire back in you to move and take action. Step 4 is the awareness. So identify the areas of your life you're feeling constriction and you're yearning for freedom. To get unstuck, to evolve, to level up, all of the things. Okay, before I go into the ritual, let's see. Hi! If you're watching live, say hi, let me know you're here. I'm about to share the ritual to support you in getting unstuck. So, this ritual I'm sharing, I wanted to share a ritual with you that is actually part of my new mentorship program, Soul Wisdom. And this ritual isn't specifically about getting unstuck, but is actually to initiate and activate soul connection. So you can begin to activate your channel and receive messages from your soul. So that is what I'm going to be teaching you today. I'm actually going to be opening up my document from Soul Wisdom, from Module 1, and reading it directly from there. So you're getting the exact practice, one of the rituals that I share inside my program. If you haven't already heard, if you're like, what the heck is Soul Wisdom? Soul Wisdom is my new mentorship program. It is a 6-week ritual-based mentorship program to empower empaths to access their soul's guidance, hone their intuition, and confidently live a soul-led life. It is for the empath who knows that they're here to lead something more, who is looking for clarity and direction on it, and is currently feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, and is craving a sacred space to reset, hit the reset button, and come back to center. I'll be sharing more details about Soul Wisdom after I talk about the ritual, but I just wanted to give you a little heads up that I'm currently enrolling in Soul Wisdom. We begin December 13th, and it's freaking magical. Okay, so let's talk about the ritual. Well, actually first, I wanted to explain to you what rituals are and why this tool will help you get unstuck. So rituals are not the same as ceremony. We'll talk about that. Rituals are powerful tools to sustain desired change in your life and change up the mundane to call in something more divine, to actively call in something more divine. So every time you engage with a specific ritual, you're engaging with that energy and increasing that intention and that existence in your reality. So rituals are not ceremonies. Rituals are inside of ceremonies, but they're 2 different things. I have a whole nother training on ceremonies and rituals if you want to learn about that, but I want to try to not take 2 hours here, so you can go check out that training on ceremonies and rituals. But both of those, what I can say here is both ceremonies and rituals have a very similar effect when you engage with them fully, intentionally, and you're present with them. They help bring you back to a specific frequency. So rituals can help create space for you and cultivate a practice that will open your energy and deepen your soul's connection so that you can begin to clear the fog of like feeling stuck, feeling blind, feeling uncertain. Clear that so that you can see a clear path in front of you of how to move forward. That's what this ritual is going to do. Rituals in general create freedom in our lives. Yeah, they feel like they are discipline and it's something that we get to do, and it feels like, in theory, it feels like not freedom, but in all actuality, it provides you the space to actualize your intention, to actualize your desires. It creates freedom in your lives. So we can stop automatically living on autopilot or, from our basal ganglia and just like go through the motions. And instead, we can begin to live consciously, intentionally. Rituals also support us in just reclaiming our power in our lives, which that in itself is a beautiful way of just getting unstuck. Just rituals. Okay, and that's why I wanted to share rituals with you. Because rituals in themselves are great tools to get unstuck. Okay, so the one that I'm going to be sharing with you is a tea ritual. That's why I have my tea here and hugging it. It's a tea ritual. And as I shared before, it's from my new mentorship program, Soul Wisdom, the ritual-based 6-month mentorship program. Okay, so let's dive into this ritual. Yeah, I'm opening it up. I'm like, where is it? Module 1, ritual. Wish you guys could see my screen. You can see I'm pulling directly from Module 1's ritual. And so this ritual is called Soul Connection Ritual. What you'll do, you'll hold your tea in hand, but before drinking, you'll hold your teacup, close your eyes, and set the intention to activate your crown and open your channel to communicate with your soul. So step 1 is you will get yourself a cup of, in the program, you're provided with a ritual kit, and one of the things is the channel activation tea. And so you're going to be called to get that cup of tea, that channel activation tea. You can use another kind of activating tea if you have it. This tea is obviously designed for this ritual, so it's a little more specific, but the intention is here and the ritual practice is here, and this will still support you if you don't have this tea. So you're going to make yourself a cup of this tea. While it's steeping, you set the intention, something along the lines of, I'm calling in my soul to come forth clearly. I set the intention to open and activate my crown chakra and initiate this relationship to receive all and any guidance from my soul. I release all expectations of how I think that should look, sound, or be shown to me. And instead, I enter into the space with trust, curiosity, and play. I thank you in advance. You can also set the intention here to connect with your soul and ask for clear guidance on how to get unstuck. How can I move through blank? What guidance do you have for me to support me with blank? Okay. As you're holding your cup, let this intention flow out of you from your heart into this cup. Whatever comes in for this intention, let it flow. It's really important that you don't just stick to a script that you're given and you have this idea of the intention and you let it move from your heart, because that's going to be much stronger and more potent for you in what you're calling in. Don't worry about, and release any judgment around it being like perfectly said and like the perfect word expression. Let that go. Just intend to move that intention from your heart out of you into your cup, because we communicate stronger through energy. And so when we allow ourselves to speak directly from our heart, that energy is channeling more potently than the words that we're saying. That's more important, is the energy exchange of it all. It'll become clear with the intention. Okay, so you hold that in, you infuse it in here, right? I'm actually going to take this out just so I don't hit my face. It doesn't swing over in my face. I don't know if you guys have loose tea and the thing just like hits you in the face when you go to drink it. I always have to hold it back, but I forget sometimes and it just hits me. So I'm taking it out beforehand so you guys don't have to see that. Okay, so step 1, setting up your channel activation tea. Step 2 is setting the intention and infusing it in the teacup. Step 3, okay, listen. You're gonna be like, all right, I'm just gonna drink tea. No. When you take your first sip, I want you to hold it in your mouth and just notice what flavor notes you taste and allow yourself to be present with it. The channel activation tea it's light code attuned, and so in this ritual, I invite my students into receiving this light code attunement to activate their crown to receive. I want you to just activate this intention, like witnessing and feeling your crown opening as you're holding this, just noticing any body sensations as you are holding this tea in your mouth. And then when you're ready, gently allow the tea to move down your throat. And as you do, feel it opening you. Stay open and notice any energetic shifts, physical, emotional, or even psychic sensations that you may have. Psychic meaning any visions you have, or like downloaded knowings, or anything else. Just notice your experience as you swallow this sip of tea. So I'm going to do that. If you have tea, I invite you to join me. If you'd like, you can take note here, take notes down on what you experienced or what you felt. Okay. So step 5. Okay. Step 5 is you'll be engaging with the practice that I share in Module 1 lesson. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about that, or the intention of that. So what it is the energy circulating breaths. It's a technique that I share with all of my students on how to circulate your energy around your body using your breath. So it is just what I said it is. You just spend about 30 to 45 seconds with your eyes closed, circulating your energy with your breath. So envisioning that as you breathe in, you're circulating your energy around your body, up to the top of your head, and then as you breathe out, around the other side and down. So do that circulating breath, calling in new harmonizing energy from the earth, releasing any excess energy that you've collected throughout the day. Just do that for about 30 to 45 seconds. And then the fun part. Okay, the fun part, step 6, is begin playing with contraction and expansion in your body movement. This is really important for getting unstuck, especially because you're literally moving the energy within your body on a cellular level as well as an energetic level. This is imperative to start connecting with your soul, and also a way to get unstuck. So I invite my students to start with small movement, like closing in your fists, wrists, elbows, shoulders, spine, right? And then expanding it, spine, chest, elbows, wrist, hands, you can't see it, face, okay? So play with that constriction and that expansion for about 5 minutes. Be active here, move your energy here, get a little out of breath here. Play with how your body moves with constriction and expansion. Hold the constriction and walk around like that. Hold the expansion and walk around like that. Constriction and expansion, or openness and closeness, neither of those are bad or good. We are conditioned to believe that closed off is bad and openness is good. But different times of the day and different times of our life, we might need to close off a little bit to protect ourselves, or to get us up out of a funk. Like now when we're stuck, maybe we need to open ourselves up a little bit so that we can start rejuvenating energy. So play with that constriction and that expansion exercise, the closing and the opening, for about 5 minutes. And then step 7 is to shake your body for 30 seconds. Just like radically just shake your body. Whole body shake. Okay? Shake, 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 shake. Make weird faces, shake it all off. Step 8. Mindfully drink your tea and continue to receive the light codes, the intention that you set, and any guidance that comes in. Step 9. Like I said before, people like to jump to the last step to get to like the work, and I promise you that steps 1 through 8 are the perfect steps to get you to be open and receive in step 9. So step 9, once you've moved your body, you've moved energy, you got unstuck, uncluttered, you opened up some space within you, then you can lay down, sprawl out, and open yourself to receiving anything that comes through from your soul. Now remember, you just did some like big energy movements in your body, which means you just create a lot of space and movement for you to actually start hearing that voice of your soul, to start identifying it and receiving messages as they come in. So release any expectations of how it's going to come and what your soul's going to say or how it's going to sound or look like or any of that, and just be. Just be here in this present moment with your attention on your body. Your soul communicates through your body, okay? After this, you can journal on anything you experience, and then, I recommend just like drinking the rest of your tea as you're journaling, because oftentimes after we experience something, we go to journal. The processing of journaling helps bring the whole experience together and make it comprehensive so that we understand it, but also while we're journaling, new things can come through. So drink your tea and just continue to write out your experience and anything else that comes up. Okay, I'm gonna read the comments here. Hi, so excited for this. Yay! I hope you liked it. Love this. New here. Is there a place I can find purchase the 4 steps to save? I'm going to save this training in my IGTV so you can rewatch this. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, reprogramming the water too. It is reprogramming the water. Thank you. Okay, so that is the ritual. Now I wanted to jump in and share about where this ritual came from and the intention of, activating your essence and your energy and getting unstuck and starting to initiate that soul connection, that soul's voice. So as I mentioned before, I'm currently enrolling in Soul Wisdom, and this is the container for empaths that are who know that they're here for something more, and they're feeling currently kind of stuck and needing a reset, and also know that like they're wanting to take action. This program is like a reset. This is where I guide empaths in the foundational work to answer their soul's deepest calling and to become more soul-led in their life. Because as I mentioned before, there's a big difference between knowing your purpose and living it out. And when you can start working on the foundation, become more soul-led in your life, it's easier for you to start taking action on your purpose before you even have a clear picture of it. So this is more of the foundational space to work on deepening your intuition, pushing the reset button, incorporating new rituals in your life, aligning with your soul's vibration, and initiating that deep soulful connection with your higher self, your intuition, and of course, your soul. So the way that this program is set up, it is 6 weeks long. Inside each week, there is a module, a lesson, reflection, exercises, master work, as well as a ritual or a ceremony. Some of the modules have more than one. Like module 1 here has this one and also has a intention activation one as well. So depending on the module, you will get either one ritual, one ceremony, or both. In addition, there are weekly mentorship calls with me. Yes, group mentorship calls where you can receive one-on-one mentorship from me. Plus, you get a ritual kit with all this. As I'd mentioned, this is a ritual-based program, which means I'm going to provide you some tools, a ritual kit, to engage with while you do these rituals to make it a little bit more potent. One of the things I mentioned was the channeling activation tea. I'm going to be giving you the large size. By the way, P.S., I'm going to be making these on Thursday. Is today Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. I'm going to be making these tonight. I'm going to be brewing the channel activation tea tonight, so check out my stories and watch that, because I'm going to be sharing the light code attunement for that too, and you will feel it every time I share the light code attunement. Like, I get comments from everyone like, oh my God, I can feel that one. So if you want a free light code attunement, which is like $400, watch my stories later today as I attune this blend. You also receive 2 bath brews. One of them is an Empath detox bath brew, and then the other one is an embodiment bath brew. You also have a anointing oil from Sovereign Soul Medicine, Latoya. I think she's still here. She's going to be making a specific blend for soul wisdom, as well as a flower essence from Fairy Essence, and it is as well a specific blend for soul wisdom. Both of the intentions is to support you in activating that soul connection, activating your channel, and begin to live a more soul-led life with ease and flow. Okay, so you may be thinking like, oh my God, it's probably a really expensive program. And typically something of this high touch, intimacy, mentorship calls, crafted rituals, community ritual kit would be over $2,000, but I'm actually offering it for something very, very less. The total investment for this 6-week program is actually only $555, which is insane because of how much value is in this container and the one-on-one support you'll be receiving. That's like just a little bit more than booking a one-on-one call with me. A one-on-one call with me is almost as much as the 6 weeks of support with me, lectures, crafted rituals, a ritual kit, and community. Yeah, it's kind of a steal. Definitely. So doors close December 5th and we officially begin December 13th. The reason I'm closing the door early is so that I can send out the packages, the ritual kits, before week 1 because you will be using the tools inside the kit in week 1. So if you have any questions at all about soul wisdom, you wanted to join us, if you're an empath who knows you're here for something more and is just currently feeling a little overwhelmed, and you're looking for some space for you. You're looking to hit the reset button and reconnect with your soul, your intuition, so that you can open the clear path to start living out your purpose. I invite you into this space. This container was channeled for you. It is my newest baby and I'm so excited to share it with the world. So I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to drop the link in the comments, but you can just go to the link in my bio at the top. You will find my soul wisdom page. There, I highly recommend you just click it and feel it. It's channeled through, so you'll feel the energy transmission in it and see if it's a good fit for you. Learn about the process. You can learn about the module breakdown, the ritual kit a little bit more. You can learn a little bit more about me and what I'll be sharing with you. So go ahead and check it out. You can also sign up there. Again, if you have any questions, you can DM me, reach out to me, and I'll let you know if it's a good fit. If you're like, I'm not sure, I'll be honest and let you know if it's going to serve you or not. And yeah, so thank you all so much for being here, for joining me in Unbound, this workshop. And I hope you enjoyed this ritual. And please, when you do it, when you participate in this ritual, when you go and like enact it, please tag me in it. Like take a picture and tag me in it or send it to me so that I can see you and cheer you on. All right, I'm sending you all so much love. Sending you all so much love. Latoya says, oh, I love this. Learning more and more that we can choose contract expansion. Oh, you're talking about the contraction expansion practice. Anything else? And that being with how we feel is also important. To hear the communication that's being shared. Totally. That movement practice is really important. I recommend that everyone does it like frequently. Love this. Thank you, Nicola. Yeah, so I have had the question from, I'm actually going to share this because I've had a couple people reach out and ask what the difference is between soul wisdom and my signature program, Activate Your Life's Purpose. I would say soul wisdom is a really good first step to Activate Your Life's Purpose. Activate Your Life's Purpose is a whole rites of passage program where you discover and actualize your purpose, where soul wisdom is kind of this great first step. If you're feeling like you don't have a ton of energy for a whole experience, like Activate Your Life's Purpose is like taking a whole semester of college. If you're feeling kind of depleted and overwhelmed, but you're looking for a little bit of support, this is a great container to just work on the foundation and work on that soul connection so that you can begin to step on the path of discovering and actualizing your purpose. It's a really great time for the holidays when we're so often giving to others. And as empaths, like, I kind of can't imagine what the holiday season's gonna be like in 2020. Like, holiday season is like high energy, already too much for empaths, and 2020 has been its own experience. I can't think of a better space and program to hold you as you go through the holiday season and stay, you know, a part of you, to reconnect with you, to establish rituals and time that is for you to reconnect with self and prep you for stepping into the path of your purpose. So I've been on here for too long. I just got an alert from my phone telling me I've been on Instagram too long. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, reach out. And again, the link to checking out Soul Wisdom is in my bio. All right, see you later. Bye.